Hello everyone, it's Sandra and welcome to today's video. I was super inspired by my friend Becca Sun to do a fall fragrance video. I periodically do seasonal fragrance videos. It's not something I commit to. I don't think I've done a fall fragrance video since 2020. I pepper in fragrance content here and there on my Instagram or here in favorites videos, but yeah, I have enough to warrant a dedicated fall fragrance video, and it's different enough from my last favorite fall fragrance favorites video that I did 2 years ago that I feel like it's justified. I just loved watching Becca's video, so I will link to her video in the description box. She also did candles, so I highly recommend checking it out. I might talk about candles. We'll see. My candle favorites don't really change. I stick to the same ones. I like the Le Labo Santal candle, Diptyque Bay, the Armani Bois dansant candle. Like those three are still my favorites. Now, in terms of my personal preference when it comes to fragrance, I kind of go from one extreme to the other. I like to go from sexy lumberjack fragrances, you know, the woody, spicy fragrances, to lady going to the opera, you know, opulent florals. I kind of dabble in both worlds. So there's gonna be a little bit of everything for everyone in this video. So I chose 10 fragrances that I'm really into right now, that I'm really into for fall leading into winter. Let's start with the sexy lumberjack fragrances first. And my favorite woody note is sandalwood. So I'm going to start with sandalwood. So my first pick is Tom Ford Santal Blush. This is one of my all-time favorite scents. It's one of the scents that I would consider a signature scent. I can definitely wear this year round, but it is more like it shines a bit more in cooler weather. This is categorized as a woody, spicy fragrance. According to the description, Santal Blush is an enchanting, mysterious, glamorous, woody, spicy scent. It's ruled by creamy notes of sandalwood and spices with rich floral and woody tones. This is not floral to me at all. Like the woods and like the smoky sandalwood really takes over. The top notes of this fragrance are cumin, cinnamon, carrot seeds, and fenugreek. The heart is jasmine, ylang-ylang, and rose, which I personally really don't smell. Like on me, on my skin, the woods and the spices just totally take over. The base is Australian sandalwood, cedar, benzoin, musk, and oud. So for me, like that middle doesn't exist. It's just all about spices and woods on my skin. And I love this fragrance. All my sandalwood lovers, check this one out. The next sandalwood fragrance that I love is from Diptyque, and it is Diptyque Tam Dao. This is categorized as a woody, musky floral. This is definitely lighter, a bit less spicy and less smoky than the Tom Ford, but still a delicious year-round sandalwood fragrance. But again, it shines a bit more in cooler weather. The top notes are Italian cypress, myrtle, and rose. The middle notes are sandalwood and cedar. The base notes are Brazilian rosewood, spices, amber, and white musk. On my skin and to my nose, the cypress, the sandalwood, and the white musk really kind of shine. And this is just, it's just so good. It's slightly sweet, but it's not overpowering or overwhelming. It kind of sits closer to the skin, and I just adore this fragrance. It's like a clean, delicious sandalwood fragrance. The next fragrance I have is from Aesop, and this is the Aesop Marrakech Intense. This is a very strong, concentrated perfume. It comes in a rollerball. I think they sell it in a bottle too. This is very potent. A little goes a long way. This is one of those fragrances that if you apply a generous amount of it, they will smell you in the other room. This is delicious. This is, again, a woody, spicy fragrance. Again, an incredible unisex scent. Both my husband and I like to wear it. It actually smells a little bit better on him than on me, which makes me really jealous, but I like to wear this too. I actually used to really love layering this with Dedcool Milk. Dedcool Milk is a layering fragrance that I actually used up. I don't have it anymore. Dedcool Milk is like a layering fragrance. It's like amber, musk, and bergamot, and that one layered with this was really, really special. I really love that combination. But this is fantastic by itself. And if you are a lover of woody, spicy fragrances, I think that this is definitely worth checking out. And it is expensive, but it is so concentrated. So the description here is woody, spicy notes are balanced with fresh florals to form a deep, rich, and alluring profile. Bergamot, clove, neroli, jasmine, rose, cedar, and sandalwood. It is so delicious. The clove and the bergamot and the neroli combined, it's really, really well blended. You kind of get the spices, you get the florals, and you get the woods. But one ingredient doesn't outshine the other. They just kind of work really well together to have this rich, delicious, woody, spicy floral. But it's definitely more woody spicy than floral, I'd say. It's such a winner. I love this fragrance. The next fragrance is a newer discovery that I am just absolutely addicted to. This will be fantastic in the winter as well, and it is by Ellis Brooklyn, and the fragrance is called Apres. I just have the little travel size version of it, and this is, again, a really good woody, spicy fragrance. The top notes are juniper berries, cardamom, and saffron. The middle notes are bourbon whiskey, Gaiac wood, suede, labdanum, violet, and praline. The base notes are cedar, sandalwood, vanilla, musk, and patchouli. This just smells like you finished skiing and you are in the chalet by the fireplace, like sipping on a fine cocktail or something. Yeah, I guess this is more of like a winter fragrance, but it's fall and I'm loving wearing it as well. It's really, really good. I love the juniper berries. Like the addition of the juniper berries kind of gives this fragrance a bit of like a cooling kick, but you have that mixed with the warm spices and the woods. So if you are a fan of wood, like more woody fragrances, and you haven't checked this out yet, definitely check it out. Grab a travel size or a sample. I'm a big fan of ordering travel sizes, discovery sets from brands, or samples. There are so many websites that sell fragrance samples, like Lucky Scent or Scent Split. I don't ever really buy fragrance blind. I like, especially on my skin, not everything can wear well, so I like to be able to, either go seek out the fragrance in person, or I like to, I love travel sizes and like I said, samples or discovery sets, just to make sure that something wears well before I commit to buying a larger size. Next up is Autumn Vibes by Maison Margiela. I love this fragrance. This is everything I love about fall. This is a fall fragrance through and through. To me, this smells like walking in a park, and there's dried leaves covering the ground. You can hear the crunchy leaves and you can smell the woods and the crunchy leaves, and it's a delightful, spicy, woody fragrance. Again, the top notes are cardamom and pink pepper. The middle notes are nutmeg, maple, and carrot seeds. The base notes are cedar and moss. And again, it smells like all those things. I can smell the cardamom and the pink pepper in the opening. I can definitely smell the nutmeg and maple. They just give this fragrance a really nice, cozy warmth. And then, of course, we got a little bit of green from the moss and the carrot seeds, and the woody base of cedar. It's beautiful. I love this fragrance. Again, fantastic unisex fragrance. I don't think a lot of like the big fragrance influencers like this. I feel like Jazz Club and By the Fireplace are like more highly regarded in terms of Maison Margiela fall winter fragrances. I feel like the few reviews that I've seen of this fragrance haven't been that positive, and I don't know why. I honestly love this fragrance. So it just goes to show how personal fragrance is, and you have to go check it out. You have to smell it on yourself and see how you like it throughout the day. But I really love this. The last sexy lumberjack fragrance I'm going to talk about in this video is Le Labo Gaiac 10. This is another one of my like all-time favorite fragrances. I love this fragrance. It's another signature scent worthy fragrance for me. If only it wasn't so eye-wateringly expensive. This is part of the Le Labo City exclusive line, which they only offer in stores in September unless you go to the cities that each fragrance belongs to. And this Gaiac 10 fragrance belongs to Tokyo. And yeah, I love it, but it is so expensive and it does not last long at all. Like it has such weak, I think this is the weakest fragrance in terms of lasting power of all the fragrances I'm talking about, and I think this is the most expensive. So that's my only gripe with this fragrance. To me, this is almost like soapy. It's like a clean, soapy, musky, woody fragrance. The notes are Gaiac wood, musk, cedar, and frankincense. So it's very straightforward, but it smells so good on my skin. This is definitely a skin scent. Nobody will really smell it on you, but you will smell it on yourself, that kind of fragrance. So I love it. I need a stronger, intense version of this, but it's one of my favorite fragrances that the Labo makes. Moving on to more sexy and floral fragrances, we have Tom Ford Noir de Noir. Noir de Noir is described as a chypre fragrance, and I always love reading the description of Tom Ford fragrances. I feel like the copywriting is so good. Noir de Noir is dark, sexy, and indulgent. Yin collides with yang, featuring black rose, black truffle, and patchouli for an intense sensual awakening. Like, yes, I want the sensual awakening, please. Apparently Tom Ford wears this fragrance too. This is like one of, I think when he started the fragrance line, this was his personal scent. I don't know what he wears now, but this is the most like sexy, delicious fragrance that I own, and I look forward to wearing it every fall, winter. For some reason, again, I reach for this way more in the fall than any other time of the year, but it is a great fall, winter fragrance. It definitely shines in cooler weather. Definitely more of an evening fragrance, but I also used to wear this during the day mixed with Dedcool milk. This with Dedcool milk was one of my go-to combinations, but this on its own is just incredibly sexy. So the top note is saffron, middle notes black rose, truffle, and the base notes are patchouli, vanilla, oud, and oak moss. It's sweet, but it's not cloying. So it's one of the few fragrances that have like a vanilla and oud combination that actually smells good on my skin. Sometimes when there's like vanilla and oud, and if there's amber in there, it can smell really heavy to me, and I can't really wear that kind of fragrance. But this smells really good. And the black rose and the truffle, it's just so delicious. It's sexy, it's delicious. If you haven't checked this out, you definitely should, because I think Noir de Noir is just something really special. The next Tom Ford favorite that I have here, I only have a little baby bottle of this. This is from a Tom Ford Discovery set that I had purchased before, and this is delicious. Again, it's not a fragrance that I reach for all the time, but right now, like for this fall, I'm having a moment with it, and it's definitely worth a mention, especially if you are a jasmine lover, because this is Tom Ford Jasmine Rouge, and this is, you know, if you are a fan of Mugler Alien was like one of my signature scents in my early 20s, in my mid 20s. This is like the elevated, like let's make it even more sophisticated and even more fancy. I definitely feel like if you like Alien, you will like Jasmine Rouge. The top notes are bergamot, mandarin, cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, black and white pepper, all the things I love. The heart is sambac jasmine, neroli, ylang-ylang, and clary sage. The base is vanilla, labdanum, leather, wood, and amber notes. So this is a very sexy jasmine fragrance. Those bergamot and mandarin notes lighten it up really nicely in the beginning. As it settles on the skin, you just have that delicious amber, leather, vanilla, jasmine mix. It's so good. It's very refined. But like I said, the jasmine note isn't as strong and in your face as the jasmine note in Mugler Alien, which can be, you know, headache inducing for some. My next fragrance favorite is Casablanca Lily from Byredo. I think if you like Tom Ford Noir de Noir, you will really like this too. They're not like related in any way, but they share that same DNA of just like a sexy and sweet and creamy, delicious floral that's not just like flowers in your face. And the notes here are gardenia and plum, tuberose. The base notes are honey and palisander rosewood. I definitely smell the gardenia and the plum. The tuberose is very, very strong, but it's really beautifully blended with the honey. And then the rosewood kind of grounds everything. This is just so sophisticated. It smells so good on my skin. It doesn't have like insane projection. They're not going to smell you in the entire room. Obviously, somebody that's having a conversation with you can smell you. If you're giving a friend a hug, they can smell you. And it lasts a long time on the skin. It just doesn't project a lot, which I personally like. I wear fragrance for myself, and I kind of like if you know the person I'm talking to can smell me and they like the smell, that's nice, but I don't want to be like the strongest smelling person in the room. I tend to like fragrances that sit closer to the skin, but I still want them to last a long time. It's very, very chic. It's very sophisticated. It's like a girl whose favorite brands are the Row and Kate. She's like quiet luxury. That's the vibe. And finally, I thought I would give a shout out to one of my long loves. I've been loving this fragrance since it came out. I think it came out about a decade ago now. This fragrance, I've gone through so many bottles of it, and I recently purchased it from like a discount fragrance website. I don't know why they discontinued this because this is so good and it's really unique, and it's Burberry Body Eau de Parfum. This is a fruity floral. It's a chypre fruity floral. And this was, again, one of my signature scents about 9-10 years ago. And it's back in my life. I've been wearing it a lot. It's a great daytime fragrance for fall and winter. The top notes are wormwood, peach, and freesia. The middle notes are rose, sandalwood, and iris. The base notes are cashmere, musk, vanilla, and amber. And it's just such a good daytime scent. Again, it sits closer to the skin, but it's a really interesting blend of florals and fruity notes and woods. To me, it's very clean but cozy at the same time. That warmth from the vanilla and amber are definitely present. I can definitely smell the sandalwood. I can definitely smell the rose and iris, but they're quiet. They're not like this. When I smell this, I don't smell flowers. To me, the fruit and the woods are a bit more prominent. And yeah, it warms up beautifully on the skin. The peach and the freesia, the peach notes are definitely there. And it's delightful. It's been making me happy. It's also been making me really nostalgic. Fragrance just has that magical power, right? You can smell it and it's like you're transported to the time where you used to wear this. So it's very nostalgic for me, but it's also such a good fragrance that I think deserves some love. And maybe if you used to wear this and love this also, but you know, you used it up, you don't have it anymore, check it out. It's still available. You can still get it on those discount websites until, I don't know, until stocks last. I was looking at Sephora at Burberry fragrances, and I just kind of remembered how good Burberry fragrances are. So many of my favorite fragrances throughout the years have been Burberry fragrances. I wish that her fragrance smells good on me. I really like the scent of that, but it doesn't smell good on me. If you like fruity florals, check out the Burberry Her line as well. And that's it. Those are the 10 fall fragrances that are really floating my boat right now that I'm really, really loving. And I can't even tell you how happy it makes me every time I just pick up one of these gems and I smell them. To me, perfume is such an interesting form of art. I love the memories and the emotions that a fragrance can invoke. And like I said, I highly recommend getting samples, checking out stuff, you know, in person it's one of those few beauty products that is still more enjoyable to buy in person than online, in my opinion, because it's just so personal. You kind of need to try stuff. You gotta need to try stuff out before you commit, especially with these higher end fragrance brands. Fragrance is very, very expensive. So you want to make sure that it kind of jives well with your style and with your body chemistry. So yeah, those are my fragrance picks. That's what I'm really loving this fall. And I would love to know what you're loving. Let me know your go-to fragrance, whether it's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever fragrance you're loving right now. let me know in the comments below. I always love to know what you're wearing, what you're liking. So we'll be chatting over there. Thank you so, so much for watching. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.